In the sweltering summer of 2025, the hallowed halls of Buckingham Palace were gripped by a scandal that threatened to tear the royal family apart. The monarchy, a bastion of tradition and reverence, was under siege, not from external foes, but from within. At the center stood Prince William, the resolute heir, whose patience had been shattered by his brother, Prince Harry, and his wife Meghan Markle, the former actress, whose ascent from Hollywood to royalty had once captivated the world. Their love story, sold as a modern fairy tale, was now a festering wound, and William was done with the drama, the disrespect, and the relentless campaign to drag the monarchy's name through the mud for personal gain. Palace insiders revealed a seismic plan. When William ascended the throne, he would strip Harry and Meghan of their Sussex titles with ruthless precision, a move quietly endorsed by King Charles. But this wasn't just a power play, it was retribution. Sparked by a leak so explosive it rewrote the narrative of Meghan's royal journey. The bombshell came from Lady Elizabeth Anne, cousin to the late Queen Elizabeth II, who dropped a revelation that shook the monarchy to its core. In private conversations before her death, the Queen had confided in Elizabeth, her voice trembling with betrayal, Meghan's marriage to Harry was no romance. It was a calculated scheme. She never loved him, Elizabeth quoted the Queen, he are words slicing off the royal facade. It was a performance, a way to infiltrate the most powerful family in Britain for fame and fortune. The leak, shared through a discreet interview with Royal Chronicle, painted Meghan as a master manipulator, who saw Harry as a golden ticket to global stardom. Social media exploded, with hashtags like #Meghan unveiled and #Sue's #sex scandal trending worldwide. One X post, shared over 2 million times, screamed, "She #alled the Queen, she fooled Harry, she fooled us all." Another user raged, "We paid £32 million for their wedding, and it was all a lie." #crown #sjustice, the revelation wasn't just a personal sting. It was a direct assault on the monarchy's soul. William, fiercely protective of his wife, Kate Middleton, and the institution he was destined to lead, took it as a personal affront. Harry's memoir, Spa #re, had all red wide-drawn blood, portraying Charles as cold and the royal family as a dysfunctional relic. For William, it was a public execution of the crown's dignity, orchestrated by Meghan's relentless media strategy. Insiders whispered that she was the puppeteer, crafting interviews and docuseries to keep the Sussex brand in the spotlight, while tarnishing the Mon #Archie. A Lee #Ked audio, posted by an anonymous account, at Palace Exposer, added fuel to the fire. Record #Ed at a private Montecito dinner, Meghan's voice was clear, mocking royal protocol as a ridiculous charade, and boasting, "I'll make the crown a footnote in my story." The clip went viral, with users posting, "She's laughing at the Chewin's legacy while cashing in on it." #Meghan unveiled. The public's fury was raw, fueled by the memory of the 2018 wedding, a £32 million taxpayer-funded spectacle now seen as a sham. #We paid for her crown, one ex-post fumed, and she's spitting on it. Behind the palace's gilded walls, William was orchestrating a merciless response. Sources reeve #allowed clandestine meetings with top advisors, legal experts, and parliamentary allies, drafting a plan to strip the Sussex titles, an act of parliament, a rare and drastic measure not seen in modern times. William was described as ice-cold and unyielding, a stark contrast to Charles, who clung to hopes of family unity. "The monarchy isn't a reality show," a palace source told Majesty Insider. William's done playing nice. The precedent was chilling. Queen Margrethe of Denmark had stripped her grandchildren's titles to protect her monarchy, a move William saw as a roadmap. "If you betray the crown," one advisor was overheard saying, "you don't wear its name." The plan was clear. No more #Duke and #Duchess of Sussex. No more Her Royal Highness. Just Harry and Meghan, stripped of the royal prestige. #hat fueled their $150 million Netflix deal, best-selling memoir, and global empire. It was a brutal, symbolic act. A W warning to anyone W #who dared exploit the monarchy. If you burn this house, one X post declared, you don't get its throne. Crowns justice. Lady Elizabeth's leaks painted a devastating picture. She claimed the Queen had been reduced to tears by Meghan's pre-wedding antics, her demands for equal status with Kate, her refusal to follow protocol, and her chilling dismissal of royal staff as irrelevant minions. The Queen saw her for she was, Elizabeth to LD confidants. A schemer, #not a duchess. A leaked diary entry, allegedly from a royal aide, surfaced on X, describing a tense confrontation where Meghan snapped, "I'm not here to curtsy, I'm here to win." The entry, though unverified, went viral, with users posting, "She disrespected the Queen" and #still #wants the title. Sussex scandal. Another bombshell came from a former Hollywood associate, posting as at TNSEL Truths. Meghan was always playing a long game, they claimed. Harry was her jackpot. The post included a grainy 2016 photo from a Monte Carlo YACHT party, showing Meghan cozying up to a man resembling Prince Andrew, a controversial royal with ties to dubious elites. She was in royal circles before Harry, the caption read. This was no fairy tale. The photo fueled #ed speculation that Meghan's royal connections predated her romance, rewriting her story as a calculated climb. The Queen ni #W1xt #read claimed, liked millions of times. That's why she was heartbroken. The palace was a battlefield. William's team was working overtime to erase the Sussex #S leverage. A leaked email, allegedly from Meghan's PR manager, surfaced on X, instructing media outlets to suppress all pre-royal stories, especially 2015 to 2016. The email vanished, but screenshots spread, fueling cries of a cover-up. They are rewriting history, one user posted. What's Meghan hiding? Meghan unveiled. The couple's attempts to control the narrative were collapsing. Meghan's latest blog post, a soft-focus ode to ailing and unity, was met with derision. Healing, one commenter sneered. You mean scheming? Their charity events, once PR gold, were now dissected for deflection. A recent gala, where Meth and launched an Eco-Friday Endly perfume line, was overshadowed by comments like, nice scent, but what about the chew-ins tears? Even their former allies were defecting. James Holt, their ex-communications chief, was spotted liking pro-royal posts on LinkedIn, a move that stunned observers. He's done with them, a source claimed. He knows their secrets. Another blow came from Jason North, a PR titan, who had worked with the Sussexes, before exposing Meghan's alleged bullying. Now leading William's Earth-show Tea Prize, North's interactions with Holt sparked rumors of a palace orchestrat takedown. This is war, one X post read. The crown is circling. Crowns justice. The most shocking twist came from a former Soho House BAR tender, posting as at Club Whisperer. I saw Meghan in 2015, THEY claimed. She wasn't just networking, she was #unting. She sat with Andrew and some shady tycoons plotting her rise. The post was deleted, but royal gossip accounts archived it. Another bombshell dropped when at Royal Expose, shared a supposed guest list from a 2016 Amalfi Coast yacht party, listing M. Markle alongside Andrew's inner #circle. If this is real, one user posted, she wasn't an actress, she was a chess master. The public's rage wasn't #T about betrayal, it was about the cost. The £32 million wedding was now a punchline. We funded her throne, one X post raged, and she stabbed us in the back. The monarchy's trust, built over centuries, was crumbling with every interview, every jab. Meghan and Harry's brand, built on defiance and victimhood, was unraveling. Their Netflix deal, their memoir, their empire rested on their titles. #without them, they faced oblivion. No titles, no stage, one user posted. They are done. William's resolve was unbreakable. The crown is duty, he reportedly told Advis #Oz. Not a prop. Sources said he was ready to sever ties with his brother, no matter the cost. Legal experts confirmed the title stripping was complex, but feasible. An Act of Parliament could erase the Sussex titles overnight. Polls showed 70% public support, with users posting, "They've mocked He Queen long enough." The PAL #Ace studied the Danish model, where titles are removed to safeguard the monarchy. I #tease about legacy, one advisor said. Not drama. If Meghan and Harry continued their attacks, the axe would fall. As William returned from a secret London meeting, his face grim, and Meghan paused #D another curated photo, the world waited. #one more misstep, #one more leaked secret, and the titles would vanish. The crown would deliver its justice, and Meghan and Harry would face